answer that question.
When I correct corrections, do I have to write a whole other page with a whole other
If it's just a small mistake, which it probably is, you can do it on that same page. Okay. If it's like you royally screwed up and do whatever else, then you need to redo the problem on that page.
I was saying I don't have to redo all these now.
No.
Because even though I
right. Test. Yeah, no, you only have to correct the newly broken ones. Yes. Yeah, that's a good question. Where did I put my thing? Is that mine in there? I thought that was Rochelle's. Oof.
How about you were on Ben's car? Bro, imagine getting to go to Disney World in the middle of the school year.
Where did I set my glove?
You looked in your bag?
I have not re-looked in my glove. I have not re-looked in my bag yet.
Why do you need the glove?
So I don't touch the screen while I'm writing. Was this Algebra 1? Yes, yes. True facts. So, let's go over the homework. Number 8. Number 8 is I don't know where my glove went. I'm confused. Y'all don't care. Bunch of haters. Bunch of haters.
Is it in the kitchen?
No, but Rochelle's in. Oh, there it is. It's on the floor, Brian. Why aren't you telling me useful words? It's all your fault.
I made you say the words no. Process of elimination.
Okay. Number 8 is open circles at -24 and 8, and it's shaded in between them. Number 10 is closed circles at -3 and 4, and it's also shaded in between them.
They're only shaded in between?
Only in between. Number 12 is the null set. So it'd be just a number line with nothing in it. Number 14 is open circles at -8 and 4, and it's shaded to the left and to the right. Number 16 is closed circles at -3 and at +6, and it's shaded on the outside. Number 18 is shaded everywhere because it's all real numbers. 20 is T is between 76 and 80 inclusive. Number 22.
Are we gonna have a quiz today?
No.
When is our next quiz? We haven't had one.
I don't know, maybe I'll give you one today, but I don't think so because half class is missing, so I think that's probably a bad idea.
Good idea.
You're a good idea.
All
Alright. Number 22 is open circles at -4/5 and +1 3/5. And it is, not open circles, closed circles. And it's shaded between them. 24. We go through 36? No, 34. 24 is closed circles at -14 and 22. And it's shaded outside of them. 26 is all real numbers, so shaded everywhere. 28 is open circles at -4 and -2/3, and it's shaded outside. 30 A that should be right there, shouldn't it? Yes. No, maybe. Suppose Kareem gives us one class. Find the range. Oh, there it is. Oh, I thought that was, I see. I was confused. A, the answer is between 0 and 45.50 inclusive. B is something like Kareem has $150 to spend per year, so each month he has 150 divided by 12, which is $12.50 to spend. And you added and subtracted 3 and found that he spent between $9.50 and $15.50 each month. Then you multiply the upper and lower bound by 11. Basically, how you worked it out in words. Yeah, I'm not stressed about B. I'm not stressed about B at all. And C, you might have assumed something like he gave himself an equal allowance each month. So, and he didn't spend more than 150 after the first 11 months. So just what did you have to assume to make that problem work out? Number 32 is the absolute value of x is less than 2. And 34 is absolute value of x plus 1 is greater than or equal to 2. What questions do y'all have on those problems? I do not. Don't at all. Do you have any questions about the homework? Nobody has any questions? We understand them all?
No.
Okay. Share. Copy link. Do you have any questions?
No.
Did you do the homework?
Yep.
Did you get them all right?
Yep.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you?
Yeah, probably so.
Did you do the homework?
No.
That's a 0.
No, it's not. 18.
Do teachers get grades? No.
Kind of.
Like for how good they teach or something?
Kind of.
How does that work?
How does what work?
Grading a teacher.
In public school and most typical private schools, the teachers get a grade off of a system. Right now, that system is called something. I don't remember. The principals come in and look at them. I get graded based on y'all and your parents. If I get a bad grade, I stop making money. Okay. Number 18 is the absolute value of 5v plus 3 is greater than -9. So what do we need to do?
Separate into the two equations.
Separate into the two equations. So what's the first equation?
5v plus 3 is greater than
5v plus 3 is greater than -9. What's the second equation?
You put that negative parentheses 5v plus 3 close parentheses is greater than.
Okay, so what are we going to do to solve these?
On the one on the left, you'll subtract 3.
What about the one on the right?
Divide by negative. Or distribute.
Or distribute, sure. So what do I get on the left equation?
5b is greater than -1.
And on the right equation?
5b plus 3 is less than 9.
Okay, what am I going to do now?
Subtract 3 on the side to the right.
Okay. And on the left?
Divide by 5.
So the left equation, what do I end up with?
V is greater than -12. Do you want that in decimal or just do it in fraction?
You probably want it at least in a mixed number. Because then you can graph it. Good job. We're so proud.
I still don't have graphing.
Well, there you go. So we're going to divide by 5. So we end up with V is less than 1 1/5.
No.
Sound right? So we're going to start the graph, and then we'll check all our intervals and see what happens. So our first one is at -2 2/5 with an open circle, and our other one is at 1 1/5 with an open circle, right? And draw your tick marks and all that kind of stuff. But since we know the ending, let's go from there. So what do we want to pick over here to test?
3.
-3? Sure. So -3 times 5 is -15 plus 3, -12. Absolute value of -12 is 12. So it works over here. Okay. So what do we want to check right here?
-1.
I'd do 0. Be easier, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Because it'd be the absolute value of 3. What's the absolute value of 3?
30.
3. So it works here. What can we pick out here?
30.
Sure, 3. 3 times 5 is 15, plus 3 is 18. Absolute value of 18 is 18. So it works out here.
I just forgot to change it into a positive. Left.
You can also look at the beginning. It's kind of like what we talked about the other day, where you can look at it. What's the absolute value of anything always going to be?
A positive.
A positive. Is a positive number always greater than a negative number?
Yes.
So you could have, before you did any of this stuff, taken a look at it and said it's going to be all real numbers. Any other questions?
Do you have an extra pencil?
No. Do I have a pencil you can borrow? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah.
Maybe. Extra would imply that I have one that I can spare to give to you. But I don't have that. So I don't carry cheap pencils with me. But I might have one that you can borrow. Oof. Okay. Any other questions?
32.
32. So we need to look at our book for 32, right?
This is the coolest pencil I've ever seen.
Coolest pencil you've ever seen in your life. Probably should get out more, but it's okay.
I've never seen a pencil like this. It was like a hammer.
So cool. So cool. All right, so number 32 looks like this. It's got big marks on there. It's got -2 marked and +2 marked. It's got open circles at each one of those, and it's shaded in between them, right? We need to write an absolute value equation that would work for this, right? What's the middle of this? What's the middle of this? 0, right? That's the middle of this thing. So these points are straddled around 0, right?
Yeah.
So the absolute value of x to get these be this, right? So now we need to know, so is it less than or is it greater than? If we have absolute value function and we want it in between, it's going to be less than. So therefore, that's your answer.
Okay, what about the other one?
So number 34.
I mean, like, what about negative?
What's the absolute value do? That's right. That's why it works. The absolute value figures out where we're going to straddle. And then the symbol tells us which direction to shade, whether we're shading outside or whether we're shading inside. Let's look at number 34 for comparison's sake. Because number 34 is kind of it changes both variables. So let's look at it real quick. This number 34 has, let's see, it has a closed circle at -3 and a closed circle at 1, and it's shaded on the outside, right? So it looks more like this. We find the center of this. It's where we're centered around. So what's the middle of this? Go -2, -1, 0, 1. And we walk into -1 is what you're telling me, which sounds accurate. So we walk in once, twice, three. Oh yeah, you're right. This should have been 0, right? So we march in here and then here. So the center is right there. You follow me? I heard you say what? You following now that my mistake is fixed?
Yeah.
Are you really? Okay. So there's how much I moved over by, right? Moving over is going to shift inside the absolute value. But it's got to be the opposite way. So it's going to be x plus 1. Now, how much did I shift over in each direction? Twice. Right? So that's where the 2 comes from. And since it's shaded on the outside, it's greater than. Since it's a solid circle, it's equal to. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Easy peasy?
Yep.
Yep. Okay. Let's move to lesson 6. Gonna go 2D. is graphing inequalities in two variables. Okay, we're going to start with an example. Example number 1 says graph three x minus y is less than 2. Okay. So to graph this, we got to, first of all, just like if this was an equal sign right here, we got to get this in slope-intercept form. What is slope-intercept form? Do y'all remember?
Yeah, yx, mx plus b.
mx plus b. So we got to get y by itself, right? So in order to get y by itself over here, what step are we going to take?
Add 3x to both sides.
What's 3x plus 3x? Subtract 3x, right?
Wait, did I say add?
You did.
Oh, shit.
That's okay. So what do we end up with?
Negative y is less than 2, no, negative 3x plus 2.
Sounds like a good idea. Now what should we do?
Divide by negative 1.
Divide by negative 1. So what do we end up with?
Y is less than.
You divided by a negative, yeah.
3x minus 2.
Minus 2.
Plus 2. Oh, you're right.
Okay, so now we're going to graph that. Okay, so we're going to grab a set of axes to start. So if this was an equals, what would be the first place that we put a dot?
On the 0.
Yeah, on x equals 0, right? So where is the y-intercept of our graph?
1.
No, it's not 1. Look at this.
It's 3.
It's not 3.
3x minus 2.
Stop it. Quit saying random words now. Which one is the intercept? Is it this one or that one?
The b.
The b.
The negative 2.
So negative 2. So where are we going to put a dot?
Negative. That's what I said.
Negative. You didn't say that. We're going to put a dot at the negative 2 on the y-axis, right? Now what are we going to do?
Build in some more further.
I'm not even there yet. How am I going to use the slope?
You're going to count up 3 down. Up 3 over 1.
Up 3 over 1. So up 3 up from the point, right? 1, 2, 3 over 1. I'm going to put a dot. And then I'm going to do one more. So I'm going to count up 1, 2, 3, and over 1 and put a dot. Right? We following? We not following? How we doing? How we doing? We're gonna grab our straight edge, aren't we, Ryan?
Hey, shut up.
Don't be rude.
Don't make fun of me.
Now, it's not equal to. This is how we represent not equal to. That's not what you did. You did it wrong. Because you didn't wait. You didn't wait to listen to what I was about to say. But you're using a pencil so you can fix it and make it work. Okay? Because in order to represent not equal to, we do a dashed line.
Oh, yeah. Forgot about that.
Okay? Then we got to decide which side of the line we're going to shade.
I remember this.
Okay? What is this symbol right here?
It's a greater than.
Greater than symbol, which means we're going to shade on the top of the line. So we're going to shade all of this over here. Okay? And that's it. That's done.
I forgot about that.
That's okay. I don't think we've talked about this year, so if you learned about it, it wasn't in this class.
Well, I don't have it on one way.
Okay. I'm glad you're joining us now. You seem to be getting it now. From what I can tell. Okay?
I've been getting out of the one.
You've been doing great. Okay? Let's do another example, except this time I'm going to let y'all do it. And then we'll come back and compare notes. So we're going to do a couple of GPs, but we're going to do them one at a time. Guided practice 1. So we're going to graph. Y is greater than 1/2 x plus 3. So go ahead and graph it. If you're watching this video recording, pause the video and graph it, and then come back and check. There is the answer. So take a look, see if you have any questions. If you got it wrong, you probably have a question.
I got it close enough.
No.
I know what I did wrong.
What did you do wrong?
On the 1/2, I accidentally did 1.
What do you mean you accidentally did 1?
So, like, I did.
Up 1 over 1?
Yeah.
Okay.
Instead of 1/2.
Why'd you do that?
I'm sorry, man. Don't judge me.
I'm not judging you.
Yes, you are.
Nope.
Yes, you are.
You're judging you.
I'm judging you for judging me because you're.
All right, let's do another GP. Number 2. X minus 1 is greater than Y. Ready, go. So, there's your answer.
I was doing that.
Good. Good.
I just had to.
You just flip the thing and then just bring the sign with it. Yeah, that's what you did. Yeah.
Yeah, I just flipped it all the way around. You could do it.
I'm happy.
Good job.
Yeah, that's what I did. What I did, yeah, I just flipped it all.
Yeah, you just did it the algebraic way, right?
I flipped it all
Sounded like.
divided by -1.
Yeah, that's fine.
I just why I was flop this time around.
She just flopped it. Flopper. Flopper, flopper, flopper. Okay, let's do another one. We'll do one together. How does that sound? Grand.
Were you expecting me to get that right?
I tend to reserve those types of expectations.
You
You're weird.
I'm weird, probably. So this is example 2.
I'm weird.
We're going to graph x plus 5y is less than or equal to 10. So what are we going to do first?
Subtract x on the
Subtract x both sides. Sounds great. So what do we end up with?
5y is greater as less than or equal to 2 minus x.
or it would be negative x plus 10 to get to the slope-intercept form.
Both are true. What should we do now?
Divide by 5.
Divide by 5.
Negative, wait. Just 5?
Yeah. So we end up with y is less than or equal to negative 1/5 x plus 2, right? Sound right to y'all? Okay, now what?
Graph it.
We're going to graph it. Draw some axes. What's the first dot we're going to put on there?
2
2 where?
on the y-axis.
2 on the y-axis. That's right. So then what are we going to do?
Go up, no. Doesn't matter which way we go.
Yes. That was about to start. So did I put my dot in the right place?
No.
Why not?
Wait, yeah, you did.
I didn't. Why is that wrong?
Wait, because you go up 5 over 1 instead of up 1 over 5.
What is that 1/5?
Or do you go?
Negative. It's negative.
So it's negative, so I go down 1 over 5.
You right.
Then I'm going to put another one on there. Down 1 over 1, 2, 4, 5.
Can you go,
Up 1 and left 5? Yes, you can. You can flip them both. Okay, so this time, since it's equal to, I'm going to do a solid line instead of a dashed line. Am I going to shade above or below the line?
Below.
I'm going to say below.
Just spot like that.
You are smart like that.
Just fat, bro. Straight up.
That's beautiful shading. I love it. Making sense?
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to do one the other way around.
another example?
Yep,
Or GP.
an example. This time we're going to be given a graph. Okay, so we're given this graph. Let me add a couple dots.
Where are the dots at?
This dot is 0, -2, and this dot is 1, -1. Okay. And it's shaded over here. And your instructions say write an inequality for this graph. Okay, so what do I need to do?
You need to take the pieces and
Which one is going to be easiest to find straight away from this picture?
0, -2.
0, -2, and that's the which one? That's the M or the B?
The B. No, do B. Yeah.
The B. So B equals what in this graph?
E equals -2.
Yes. And what does M equal? Or how do we figure it out?
It's gonna be -1. Negative x. Negative x. What?
It's a number.
It can't be an x.
There can't be an X, and it's also not going to be negative.
Oh yeah, it was.
What's the slope formula?
Is it 0?
What's the slope? No, it doesn't go up 0 and over infinity. That would be a straight line. I mean, a flat line.
Is it 1?
It's not 1. It's definitely not 1. What's the slope formula?
Y equals mx plus b.
That's the slope-intercept form of a line. What's the slope formula?
Oh, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Oh. So we're going to plug in the this moment.
That'd be good. What are we going to plug in right here?
-2.
And right here.
-1.
And here.
Then, 0.
And here.
1. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Just so cool. It finally makes sense.
What's -2 minus -1?
-1.
What's 0 Oh, I did a different graph than what's on here. That's funny. This point is not that. I didn't do the graph wrong. I labeled this wrong. This is not that. This is 0, -3, which means this is -3. And this is -3.
Come on, teacher. Gotta get that right.
What's -3 minus -1?
-2.
Good job. So proud.
Wait a minute. Minus negative?
Yep.
It goes ka-ching. You're right.
What's 0 minus 1?
-1. Yeah, it is. You're right.
What's -2 divided by -1?
1.
So did I shade above or below the line?
Shade above, so it's going to be
Oops.
greater than
Is it a solid line or a dashed line?
a solid, so
Greater than or equal to what?
greater than or equal
What did I write? Why is that a 1?
Come on, you're just out.
Y'all said 1.
2x.
Quit yelling at me.
2x
You said it.
I did.
3. 2x minus 3.
There you go.
Do you have to do the slope form, or can you just do
Yes, it needs to be in slope-intercept form.
like, do you have to do the y2 minus y1, or can
You can just look at it. Yes, you're really doing that. You're just doing that part in your head when you just look at it. Essentially.
Oh. Did you ever spell that H-M-K? Wait, no, it's not. H-W-K. I knew you were gonna do that.
Page is 320 through 321.
That's not there.
Numbers
12 through 10.
10 through
12?
28
Hey! It's not that bad.
evens.
Watch your pencil back.
Yep. Which means it's only page 320. Because I didn't give you any from 321.
Hey.
Don't throw my pencil.